In this video, I'm going to show you how to buy shares and ETFs on SelfWealth. And this video is more for someone who's never actually bought any shares or ETFs, and I'm going to explain to you every single thing to make it a bit easier. So since this video is for beginners only and people who have never actually bought anything, so if you've been investing for a while, you might want to skip this video and watch something else that I've posted, because this video might not be as helpful for you. Because the thing is, when you're a complete beginner and you're trying to get into this world of investing and finance, these terms can seem a bit daunting and you might not know what they actually are. So this video is going to be a good introduction for you, and I'm going to hopefully try and explain things to you in a very simple and succinct way. Hey guys, my name is Fyzee and this channel is about finance and investing. Before we begin, the stocks and ETFs that I mentioned in this video are not buy recommendations. Before buying anything, please do your own research. I'm not trying to tell you what to buy. This video is just a beginner look on how to buy stocks and ETFs. Let's get into it. So before diving into it, I'm assuming that you guys have already completed the registration process and you verified your ID, and this is the dashboard that we're looking at, which is on a desktop platform. So currently, as you guys can see, I'm on the stock analysis section and we've got a bunch of stocks today that have been the most viewed and whatnot. There's a search bar at the top and we're going to just search for a random ETF, like let's say Asia. So what you do is that you just type it in like this and you will get a bunch of ETFs coming up. Now the ETF that we want to buy is the Asia ASX ETF, which is listed obviously on the ASX. So we're going to ignore all the other options here that are listed in the US and we're going to click on the first one. So after clicking on it, we can see that once it finally loads, it gives us a bunch of information that we can see on the screen. Now Asia is just a ticker code for the ETF being BetaShares Asia Technology Tigers ETF. So Asia is just a code that kind of signifies what this ETF is, and basically it's just an abbreviation to just make things easier. Now on the screen we've got a bunch of terms that you guys might not know about, like bid, offer, open, low, high. So let's go through them very simply. Now the bid price for this ETF is $12.08. The offer price is $12.15. Now, bid is basically just another word for buying price, and offer is just another word for selling price. So what that means is that essentially people are willing to buy this ETF at $12.08 and people are willing to sell this ETF at $12.15. And a very simple way of looking at it is bid starts with a B, and buy also starts with a B, so that's how you can kind of go about it. And we can see that this ETF moved up by 42 cents today, which translates to about 3.59% gain in a single day. And the current price of this ETF is $12.12 as of 1:09 a.m. Sydney time. So yes, I am recording this video very, very late. Now the open price is $11.77. This means that this is the price that the ETF opened up at when the market first opened, and the low price is also $11.77. And this means that this price was the lowest that this ETF went to in this single day, and the highest price that this ETF went to in this day was $12.13. So basically the low and the high prices tell us the trading range for any given stock in a single day. And the volume refers to how many units of this ETF were traded in this single day. And the last column, which is close, this refers to what the ETF closed at the previous trading day. So hopefully this first part makes sense, guys. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, send me a DM, send me an email, whatever it is, and I'll get back to you and I'll explain it to you. Now from this screen, if you do scroll down, you will see some additional information about this ETF. Now we're not going to go too much into this because it starts to get very complicated, especially if you're a beginner. So we're going to stick to the basics and we're going to buy some units of this ETF hypothetically. So to do this, we're going to go over here and click this green button which says buy, and we'll be taken to this screen right here, which is the place order screen. Now on the search bar, we can see that Asia is already pre-populated, so we don't need to enter anything over here. And we're looking to buy this ETF, which is the order type. Now, of course, whichever order that I put in right now, it's not going to be executed until the market actually opens, because right now, as I mentioned before, it's like 1 a.m. So the market isn't open right now, so it's not going to go through. So looking at the screen, the quantity refers to how many individual units of this ETF that you want to buy. So each ETF is priced at around $12. So if you put in, say, 10 units, then you'll be buying roughly $120 worth of this ETF. So quantity is pretty straightforward, but there is another option, which is value. So value means that let's say that you've got $1,000 that you want to invest, and if you put in $1,000 over here, this system is roughly going to tell you how many units that you can buy with $1,000. Now through SelfWealth, you cannot buy fractional shares, therefore the units of the ETF that you will buy will always be a whole number, and it won't be a decimal, so you can't buy like 12.6 of this ETF, you can only buy 12. So for this example, I'm going to choose quantity because usually that's what I pick regardless. So I'll go with quantity being 100 just for this example. Now looking at the price type, we are presented with two options, one being limit and the second being market then limit. Let's talk about market orders to begin with. So in this example, if I go with market order, my order will be instantaneously fulfilled at whatever price people are willing to sell this ETF at. And in this example, people are willing to sell their ETF at $12.15, which is the offer price. Similarly, if I wanted to sell this ETF at market price, then my trade will be fulfilled at the bid price, which is the highest price that the bidders or buyers are willing to buy at, and the highest that they're willing to pay at this time is $12.08. So my trade will be fulfilled at that price. Now, why you might want to choose a market order could be for reasons like convenience and time, because your order gets fulfilled pretty much instantly. For example, if you're someone who's dollar cost averaging into your ETF positions every week or every month, you might not want to think about choosing a price and you might just want to get it over and done with very quickly. Therefore, you can choose a market order to make the process very easy and very efficient. Now, one important thing that I want to highlight is that if you wanted to sell your shares at the market price, you will not always sell them at the market price, which is $12.12 in this scenario. You will actually end up selling them at $12.08 because that's the highest that the buyers or bidders are willing to pay for it. Similarly, if you wanted to buy this share, you will end up buying it at $12.15, which is higher than the market price, and your trade might not necessarily be executed at the market price. So I hope that makes sense. Now let's move on to the other price type, which is limit order. Now with limit orders, you have much more flexibility as to what price you want to buy your shares at. So for example, currently we can see that this ETF is trading at $12.12, but we want to buy this ETF when it goes down in value. For example, we want to buy it at $12.05, so we will place our order at that price. Now during the day, if the price does not reach that $12.05 mark, our order will not get executed, meaning that we will not buy our shares that day. So although placing that limit order gives us that flexibility, our trades might not always get fulfilled that day, and the same goes for buying as well. Now let's move on to the expiry type, which is day only or good till date. Day only basically means that your order is going to last for that day only, and if your order does not get fulfilled, then at the end of the day, your order is going to be cancelled. So it means that on the next day, you will have to place a second order if you want to buy that ETF. Otherwise, the order is going to be wiped from the system. Similarly, you can choose the option which is good till date, and that basically means that your order is going to stay in the system. Your order is going to be basically active until a certain date. So for example, if I choose this date to be the 30th of April, I'm telling the system that I want this order to stay in the queue until that date, and if the price reaches $12.05 in this example, this order will be fulfilled as long as it's before April 30th. If it's May the 1st and then the price reaches $12.05, then the order will no longer be in the system and therefore it won't be fulfilled. Now generally speaking, with SelfWealth, you will pay a brokerage fee of $9.50 per trade, and you guys can see this by the estimated brokerage down here of $0 or $9.50. The reason why it says $0 is that if you use a referral link to sign up, you can get 5 free trades that last for 30 days. So that basically means that you can buy and sell shares brokerage free. Now, if you guys want, I've left a referral link in description where you can use my code. I will also get 5 free trades and you will get them as well. But if you don't have the free brokerage, what that means is that when you buy your shares or your ETFs, that $9.50 brokerage fee is going to be added on top of your costs. So for example, if your total order is $1,000, just to make it very simple, your actual final cost is going to be $1,000 plus the $9.50 brokerage fee. And similarly, if you're going to sell your shares for $1,000, instead of getting the $1,000, you will get $1,000 minus $9.50, and whatever that figure is, you'll be getting that instead. And essentially, SelfWealth is going to pocket that $9.50 fee for doing the brokerage for you. So when you're happy with your order, you can click review order to just check the details to make sure that everything is correct. And I think this screen is pretty good because it essentially summarizes everything for you to make sure that you can double check it. So hopefully that was a useful tutorial for you guys. I've been using SelfWealth for the past couple of months and the experience has been pretty fine, along with some other brokers as well. Now, if you guys want to buy US shares based in Australia, This video talks about the top methods that you can buy US shares, and this video has some potential brokers as well that you can use. And this is my beginner playlist for beginner investors, which I think could be really helpful if you're just starting out. So guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. So hopefully